Hello everyone and welcome to the next in our series of daily origami for YouTube. Today we're going to continue our traditional theme and we're going to make a really commonly seen flower in origami, the iris. Now this certainly can also later be used to make a kusudama, which I'll try to do for you guys a little later on when I have some time to make a whole bunch of them. But it certainly is a really pretty flower that has a nice pretty result when you're done. So it's just a standard origami. You just need a piece of square paper, and I'll be using just standard paper, size 15 by 15 centimeter, but you can use any size you like. You can make them smaller, so you can make a little tinier display or a tiny ball if you're making a kusudama. If you're wanting to make it a lot bigger, you can also do that as well. I'll let you guys know the dimensions when we're finished here. So I'll put that to the side. We're going to take our paper here with the color side facing up, and I'm just going to put some preliminary creases in my paper by folding in half diagonally. So you can bring those opposite points together here, kind of hold down, and then just smooth out right down from there. Make sure you keep everything lined up. Mine shifted, I'm sorry. There we go. And then smooth out to the tips, and do the same thing going the other way as well. Line it up and smooth it out. Then go ahead and open it up and look at the color side facing down with the white side facing up. We're going to fold in half both vertically and horizontally. And we're just doing all these steps so that we can get the preliminary creases that we need to make a square base. So just get these two creases made, and then it'll be a lot easier to collapse everything. Open it up. If you look at everything with these creases that are the mountain creases that we just made, if you just pinch on opposite sides and then shift it into the middle, you can kind of shimmy everything around so that you can smush it out and lay it flat like a diamond or a square. Once you get all that, turn it around so that the open flaps are up at the top. I'm going to take one of these little flaps here. You can just go ahead and make sure that it's got a good crease going by folding it over to the right and back. Then we're going to take the outer edge and fold into the center. Get a good crease going here. Open it up. And we're going to take the whole flap and open it up in the middle and push that outer edge crease right down so that it gets lined up even with the center. And it should keep this crease going the way it was, and then this side should just get reversed so that you can lay everything flat to get this nice big kind of kite shape here. And then I'm just going to repeat those steps. So I'll take this left flap and return it back to the right. And then I could just repeat those steps with this flap here. Now, if you want, you can just do a squash fold right away without putting the preliminary crease by just opening up here, smushing it down again, and just making sure that you get that center, the crease of that edge lined up with the center really good. And then smooth out each of these edges. So it's just sort of a point of preference of which steps you like better, but either way will get you to that nice little kite shape with those, and then you just return that flat back over. And then I'm just going to flip it over, do the same thing on this side. So again, you can first take the outer edge and fold it into the center, creating the crease that you're going to use. Then open it up and take this whole part and open it up. And again, you're still just pushing down, lining up everything. But the creases are there, so you know that you're already going towards the center by it. Then you just need to smooth the edges out. Return the flap, or you could just take this whole thing and open it up first, line the center up first, and then smooth out the edges. But you should have done that 4 times now so that you get all these edges smoothed out to create a nice little kite shape here. Once I've gotten all of those folded over, I'm going to take and actually open up to the other side by taking the left flap and folding it over once. Turn it over, do the same thing. So that now we're not looking at that solid space, but we're looking at where the white is. You should be able to split it up at the top. We're going to do a petal fold up here at the top by taking the first layer that you see here. I'm going to take that outer edge and fold it towards the center. And you don't need to make things super perfect here. You want to kind of give yourself a little space so that everything opens up easier. And I'll do this side too. Good crease going there. Open both of those up, take that top layer, and what we're going to do is pull it down so that it opens to each of the sides where we just made our creases. You can kind of start those, and then we're just going to push straight down and extend this part out. And you want to make sure that you get a chance to make this as, you know, close to the center as you can. So sometimes it helps to kind of get it started and then give it a little tug so that it can smooth out as far as it can possibly go. But we want to try to get as close to the tip there as you can. If you wind up getting a little fat bit of white there, it's not the end of the world. That we're just kind of extending that whole section out so it looks something like this. And then I could take what you see down here and just fold it straight up so we get something like this. Then I'm just going to repeat those steps on the other side. If I flip it over, I can just repeat those steps over here. Again, just folding into the center. Do the same thing over here. Open it up. Extend this out as far as you can. This side too. And then just smooth it out so that you get it to come towards the center. And make those creases clear there on top. And then take that little bottom part and just fold it up. Like so. And then if I go ahead and just open over to the other white area here, I can repeat those steps one more time on these other areas. So go ahead and repeat those steps on this side as well. And flip it over and do the same thing then on this last side too. So when you're finished, you should have all of those sides folded over now. Then if I just take, we've got those little flaps open on the top, I'm going to take this left side and fold it over so that I've got this nice smooth diamond space here. Turn it over, do the same thing on this side too. So we're just looking at that smooth space. You should still have 4 flaps on each side. Now I'm going to take everything and kind of narrow it down for the flower by taking this bottom outer edge and folding into the center. And this is just going to help make the base of the flower more narrow. So I can get that folded over there. And I'm going to do the same thing with this side too. So you get something like this. And I'm just going to repeat those steps then on the back here. Crease really good there. Then once you've gotten those 2 done, go ahead and open, take a flap here, fold it over to the right, and then take the next flap over too, just so that you get back to that open big diamond space, and make sure that the other side is like that as well. So that you can repeat these steps one last time over here so that we get a completed set of everything folded over to the center, making a nice narrow body for the flower here. So you get a really narrow kind of thing here, and you still have 4 flaps on each side with all of these guys folded over. Now the last little bit we're going to do is just take this top part here and fold the flap down, and it should be able to fold right down to this second set of kind of creases that you see here. Not this first set, we're going to fold all the way down, and this is where we're going to kind of create the petals of our iris. So I'll make a crease there, do this side as well too, flip it over. And then we can kind of gently kind of open up to the other side too and fold this part down. So we're getting 4 petals of space here. And you should have these 4 little peaks in the middle. And you could take the petals and pop them out. And you can keep this more geometric in shape by keeping it with these really sharp edges like this. Or if you want, you can go ahead and curve these petals around a little bit to make it look a little more realistic. But that should kind of give you a completed iris. And it's got this nice kind of like sort of pyramid base to it, and the flowers here as well. So I'll let you know the dimensions of this here really quick, so if you're doing some special little project, you know what you need to do. If I'm looking from the bottom all the way up to the top of those little peaks in the middle, it's about 7.5 centimeters. So nice easy math, because it's half the size of the paper that we used. So it's about that tall. And from petal to petal, if we just look at that, it's about 11 centimeters across. That's just across for the petal area, not the actual base of the flower. That should give you some idea of the size of the flower when you're complete. And that should give you your finished iris, which is our finished project for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.